You're on mute, bro. I I can't hear you. Can you hear me, guys? Ty? Yeah, I can hear you, Eddie. I don't know what is going on. I don't know it's my end or what. So yeah, big up, bro. I can hear you. So let me tell something. I'll let you know it's my phone or what. Hello? 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 Yeah, Eddie. I think it's your side. You can go back and come back again. Yeah, welcome to Chelsea session, guys. I hope you're good. Hit the like button. Meanwhile, we are waiting for Adi. Just sorting his audio. So Ty is here, but we can't talk with him. What's wrong? Ty, big up, bro. We'll be addressing latest Chelsea news. So yeah, I still can't hear you. Let me do this. I don't know. Let me go out and come back. Maybe it's my side. I still can't hear you. I don't know why. Ty, are you there? Where's Ty? Where's Ty? Where's Ty? Can you let me send you a message, bro? Yeah, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. I don't know why. I don't understand. Okay, keep on talking. I'll come back then. Bro, I don't know what is happening with your side because I still now I can't hear you. I don't understand what is happening. You say you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So that's the thing. Keep on talking. Okay, no problem. I can go ahead with the show. But you need to put Ty on the background while he's still waiting because we need to be upfront. So, guys, meanwhile, we are sorting out the area. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Let us know what is your thoughts about the game that we played against Nottingham Forest. To be honest, I was not impressed. But again, it's football, man. Like I said yesterday on Thai show, I'm fuming. We should have done better, and hopefully, we will learn from these games. Even against Crystal Palace, we did the same thing. We created several chances, but we couldn't score a goal. I don't know why. As much as we want to blame the individual, I think this is the collective thing. Our players need to do more, need to man up in order for us to win games. So hopefully we can fix that. I don't know what is wrong with this audio. I want to try to share something. I'll wait for him to approve that. So meanwhile, guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel. You know what? Let me use my phone and then let me see that is my computer my phone. I'll come back to you right now because what if it's my phone my computer then? Because I still can't hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you see, I was testing with my phone, so clearly it's on your side now because I wanted to see that. I'm sorry about the echo, guys, on the chat, and big up to Miss Melina. Yeah, I just want to preview the game between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. So, Adi, I don't know what is happening, my friend, because I can hear you. Man, Miss Melina, can you hear Adi? Guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel if you're new. Sorry about the delay in the audio. We're still trying to fix it so that we can talk about the game. Kai, are you there? Anyway, since I'm here, I just want to talk about Noni Maduka's stats. Since Noni Maduka this season, 6 games, 4 goals, all assisted by Cole Palmer. So, but again, what do you thought about Noni Maduka's performance against Nottingham Forest? To be honest, from my side, I think he was selfish. It's during the first half. In the second half, we started to be better, but Forest really closed us down while we had many chances in the first half to kill off the game. So I was annoyed with Noni. With all our attackers, Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson didn't enjoy the game. Sancho was okay, to be honest. And then we had Petro Neto. I don't want to blame him with Misha. They played very well. But again, I had an issue with Nkunku and Joao Felix missing those chances. These news items are they shared. So I just want to share them. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for him. Let me check Adi's bag. No, it's not bag. Okay. Please fix the camera and issue.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, Ty. Can hear you. I can hear you, bro. Let me do something quickly. I want to address Robert Sanchez performance.
Oh, Tobago, what are you discussing?
Yeah, I just want to talk about Robert Sanchez.
Right. So you were discussing about Sanchez. Have you gotten into his? Are you were you focusing on his performances against Nottingham Forest? Would you have gone through the comparison between last season and this season?
Yeah, to be honest, I think Robert Sanchez compared to last season to this season, he's really improving game by game. I know against Brighton he made sloppy mistakes, giving away 2 goals. But again, after that, I think he redeemed himself, and we managed to win that game. Also against Forest, man, he made some fantastic saves, especially those 2 chances. One was from number 7, Williams or something like that, and the other one was from Jota. So he made some fantastic save. We should have lost that game if they scored those goals. So overall, I think Sanchez is improving as much as we don't rate him that highly, but I think we need to give him a chance. Let's judge him at the end of the season, just like other players.
Do you think it's a case of he's improving or rather he's the same? Because if you think about it, he was injured for most of the season. But I haven't seen a different Sanchez from the one that was at Brighton. He's still making errors in terms of making loose passes. So is it a case of he's improved or is that he's getting to play more? Because he would have picked up injury and then Petrovic would have had to deputize.
Yeah, good question. Good question, bro. Like 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 coach said on his channel, he said due to the statistics, Raul Sanchez was better than Petrovic. So I haven't checked that yet, but also I think from my side, I think I think Sanchez is improving as much as I'm not sure yet with our goalkeeper department. So I think he should be doing better than this, to be honest. But again, let's see what will happen because he saved us during 2 games against Bournemouth, now against Forest. So we need to give him credit. So I would like to ask you this: what is your thoughts about Noni Madueke this season?
I'm very, 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 very disappointed in Madueke. I'm very much displeased with him. I don't believe that he's performed the way that he should. I don't think he plays as a team player. He plays like it's an individual team. It's about his stats really, and I don't like his attitude. I mean, his ego seems to be a big issue as well. So I don't think that that's a positive for for Chelsea. We need to be working as a unit, and even in the previous matches, yes, he scored goals and he scored against Tottenham Forest, but I would have mentioned this on the review of the game as well. What would have happened if he had missed that chance? Would have lost, but it was from it was a lack of being a team player that he scored because he opted to do things on his own, try to get past the defender, and he ended up scoring. So I'm disappointed in him. I'm happy he scored a goal because we could have lost. But at the end of the day, it's important that you work as a team player, and he hasn't done that. So I'm disappointed in him, and I don't like his attitude. I've said it for many, many months.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he needs to fix his attitude or his ego because, like you said, he seems like he's playing for himself more than the team. And I know people when we criticize Noni Madueke, they're saying that we're pushing agenda. No, no, no. We need to criticize these players no matter what, bro, in order for them to do well, to improve as a player. So I just hope Noni Madueke can improve his improve, or we need to play Pedro Neto because Like, as much as I like Noni, I know he can do more, but right now it seems like he's selfish. So hopefully can do better. I'm so tired of Noni. I can't lie. I'm so tired, bro. He's a good player, but I'm tired. Definitely say what's on the chat. Why are you not mentoring the fact that Noni has improved his defensive side of the game? This narrative that Noni isn't a team player is completely false. Bro, did you watch the game? Yeah, I think you need to watch the first half. Only the first half. How many times Cole Palmer passed Noni Madueke? What did Noni Madueke do? Come on, bro. Come on. I think we need to be honest. We need to be honest. We need to be honest. So, guys, meanwhile, please kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you're new. So, Ty, what is your thought about this statement? I don't agree with it. So why are you not mentioning the fact that Nani has improved his defensive side of the game? This narrative that Nani is in a team player is completely false. So Ty, what are your thoughts about that? Because personally, I don't agree with the statement. Ty, are you there? Man, I don't
Yes,
agree.
yes, yes, yes. Uh, well, well, it depends on what you say. Yes, he comes back and he helps with defending, but at the end of the day, if it's a case where it doesn't matter, you could be the greatest of greatest help in the defense, but the most important thing is scoring goals. So if you don't score goals, you don't win games. So yes, you can give him credit for saying yes, he has allowed us to to win back the ball, he's helped to dispossess the opponents, but that's just one aspect. And that's not something you're supposed to applaud a player because every player is supposed to do that. You're supposed to work as a team in that way. But my concern is the fact that when there's a better option in the attack, he reaches the final third, he's opted to take a shot, missing it. And as I mentioned before, yes, he scored against Nottingham Forest, but what if he had missed it? That's the thing. Right. Now, at this juncture, we'll take a brief break and we'll be back. So bear with us, people. All right, so let's. So Tobago is still there.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here, bro.
Yeah, I see that Information Supreme is very much adamant on trying to change my opinion on the perception and view that I've had on Nuni. Yes, and I have to give him some um, level of credit. And I have to give him the props for one thing. Yes, he had a good game because, well, to people say he had a good game because of the fact that he scored a goal, the fact that he did the defensive work. But I didn't know that that was enough to say that a player is excellent. And I know that's not what he's saying because he completes the statement here by saying, "Can he improve?" Yes. Um, I wouldn't say that he's a team player because he did the bare minimum. Each player in Maresca's system has to chip in by trying to win back the ball. Cole Palmer, who isn't a defensive-minded player, has to do that, but that doesn't mean that he had an excellent game just because he did that. Fernandez dispossessed some players a few times, but he also gave the ball away. So there's good and bad. Um, I get it. Nini Madueke does have things to improve, but I'm not saying that he's a horrible player. But but at the same time, what I'm saying is that he has not proven to be a team player offensively because he has inconsistently opted to try to take shots himself rather than to give the ball to a player in a better position because he wants to add to his tally because he mentioned it at the beginning of the season. What do you think about that, Tobago? You still there, Tobago?
Yes, sorry about it. I'm still here. I'm just busy with something, but I'm still here. I agree with you. Like, as much as we want to protect Noni, yes, he can do more as a player. But again, how many chances should we give him in order for him to prove himself? Like for example, even the Brighton game, he had opportunities where he should pass his teammate, but he decided to shoot. I know the first attempt he passed to Sancho. Unfortunately, that was offside. But after that, what did Noni do? Man, like for example, if look at Sancho, I don't want to compare the players. Look at Sancho. Sancho doesn't try too much to shoot. He rather pass his teammates. I want that from Noni too, so that he can be that player. But overall, you know what? I hope he improves, bro. I don't want to lie. But again, the Liverpool game, I just want to see Pedro Neto. I want to see Noni on the bench so that he can learn from his mistake. He should feel that bench too, so that he can be a better player. The next comment it says what incorrect body. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Incorrect body. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Just giving my opinion based on what I've seen. Noni has I believe two or assists so far this season. Can he improve? Yes. I don't think Noni
But
have
that does
assists.
the but that sorry to be I don't mean to cut you. But and Information Supreme, I meant what I said as a joke. Obviously I can't say that you're trying to convince me. It was just me taking a little dig at you, just a little banter. But but yes, yeah, he has two or three assists, something close to that. But that does not change the fact that he has not been operating as a team player in the offensive side consistently. He got those assists, yes. Fear. One of those assists came from him taking a corner kick. That is literally one of the ways that he got one of the assists. But in terms of the fact that he opts to try to do trickery here, it was the same thing last season, and it worked out sometimes. Sometimes he tried to take shots from the edge of the box, tried to hit into the top corner. It went in, I think, about three times in some games. Luton comes to mind. Crystal Palace is another match that comes to mind. But the fact is, he's not consistent at being offensive, you know, team player. Defensively, yes, he came back in the game. I'm not discrediting that. He came back. Um, deep. He won back the ball, dispossessed players, and tried to push the ball up the pitch. Try to connect with Cole Palmer, try to connect with Gusto. But the thing is, when it came on to making the best decision, he did not. Jackson was in space a few times, Cole Palmer was in space a few times, and he did not opt to make the pass to them. He tried to do it on his own. Even the goal that he scored, he could have passed the ball. Yes, people could say that he would have scored, but sometimes you have to be selfish and all of that. But at the same time, what I'm saying is that he has not been consistent in being a team player when he has the ball at his feet. He's more about trying to score goals and getting assists. So if you think about it, I can twist it to say that he has only 2 to 3 assists because he's not being a team, and that should not be the bare minimum. It should be more than that.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you. Finally, you're back.
Ah,
So, sorry, I
well,
don't mean to cut you guys, but I'm gonna take a back seat now, and Ayodi go back to hosting the show.
okay.
Okay,
Thank you
okay,
very
no
much. I
problem.
don't know. I don't know what. I don't know if it's my network. I don't know if it's my system. I don't know what's happening, but nothing can stop me from having this show today.
Yeah,
Definitely
no
nothing.
problem.
So,
Please, please share what I've just shared now. I think we need to address this matter.
okay. On non-Madueke, right?
No, no, no. Check, check. I've shared something now.
Okay.
Can you see?
You mean this?
Yes, correct.
This?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. But you can talk about Noni
Nice.
Madueke before we go to this.
All right. Non-Madueke first. Um, Actually, I just think Noni Madueke is okay. Like the fan said, I don't think he has a problem. He has a problem, but I don't. At the same time, I don't want to say he has a problem, and I will explain. I think Noni Madueke is. I want to understand the fact that he's trying to help the team. Yes, I don't want to jump on the bandwagon that he's selfish and stuff like that. Because realistically, if we ask ourselves these vital questions, how many people take shots in the team? How many people are ready? We readily take shots in the team. Starting from the front line, starting from the front line, Jackson hardly takes shots. If you agree with me, Sancho will never take shots. If you agree with me, the only two people that take shots in that team is either Palmer or Madueke. So I see it as he trying to take on the responsibility of being the outlet, the goal outlet. And I'm saying it from that angle. Yes, could they have done better with his decision making? Because of course there are easy passes he can cite and just let go of the pass and probably will give us better outcome. But I just want to sit in the middle now. I just think that he can do better. He can do better in the sense that he can do better with his decision making, but it doesn't change the fact that a lot of players in the team are not taking shots. A lot of them are not taking shots. Sancho, I know how many chances he could have converted yesterday, but he's not taking the shots after doing everything he wants to do with Olaino. Take the shots, take the shots. He won't. Jackson, we've seen how that he can be reluctant in front of the goal and he won't take the shots. So taking of shots, we are left with Palmer and Noni Madueke. The rest don't take shots. So it is understandable if he's trying to take everything, take on the responsibility of taking the shots. I can understand, but at the same time, he can do well by when you see easy options, let's the pass. Let's go with the pass. I think the same thing. I can say the same thing about Gusto. Gusto too. That points that you have the easy options. You have the easy options. You don't need to hold on to the ball too much. Let's go with the pass and we can create better chances. But from Noni, I can understand he wants to create chances. He wants to take on the responsibility. It's normal. It's normal. You know, we won't be having this conversation if he was putting away the chances. We might not be having this conversation. I'll be talking about in the same breath as we do Palmer. Because for me, yesterday, Palmer had issues in the first half. He didn't play so well, and that's something that we should also consider, because Palmer wasn't in the game so well in the first half. You see how drab it was. Imagine if there are other people that take on the responsibility of bringing the goals and the assists. It eases the pressure on him. So yesterday, when he wasn't in the match, as it were, in the first half, we saw that the team was not clicking in front. Yes, we create chances, we take the ball to the front, and when it gets to the third half of third quarter of the field, we are not able to do anything. We just lose possession, or we misplace passes, overhit passes, and stuff like that. So that's my submission. That's my submission on Noni Madueke. And for Robert Sanchez, Robert Sanchez on bookings and suspension from Cucurella, massive players, but it was unlucky. They need to stop talking to officials. We have some very good players to come in. All right. Actually, for Marc Cucurella, I don't think he's at fault yesterday, because he got the card because somebody pushed him. Who does that? Somebody pushed him and he got carded for that. I think that's on the referee. This has nothing to do with Cucurella talking to the referee yesterday. It's because of the melee that happened between the Forest players and Chelsea players, which is not his fault. It's not his fault. He wanted to restart the match, which every player should do when the ball goes out for throwing. He wants to restart the match very quickly because, of course, we are seeing the winner, and he was pushed. So, of course, and the last point, that we have a lot of players. Of course, we have a lot of players that can come in and do the job. Renato Viega has shown himself to be a capable deputy. So I'm not so scared. Yes, I understand the fact that Liverpool have blistering pace, and the fact that they could be very dangerous on the break. But I want to believe that Vega will be able to hold his own. So that's just my take on that.
Yeah, thank you. So big up Dante on the chat, big up Infinity, big up the go and beyond. Big up, bro. Guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Also, you can ask any question about our topic. So, in terms of Marco Corella and Wesley Fofana, to be honest,
Uh,
Wesley Fofana doesn't talk more with the officials. The reason why Wesley Fofana got a yellow card is because of sloppy mistakes of Moses Caicedo yesterday. He gave away the
uh,
ball, and then Wesley Fofana had to take one for the team, which I was annoyed about, because I think overall Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo yesterday, they're both awful. With Marco Corella, same yellow cards each and every game. Talking with the
yeah.
officials, Simon and Jackson, they're doing the same things. I don't understand these guys. Always they're acting like kids. They should do better than this, bro. I'm tired of reading comments from the Chelsea fans. Oh, they're fighting in them. They have energy to fight, but again, guess what? The energy that you have, you're going to get a yellow card. So that's annoying. Hopefully they can fix that. I was annoyed about that. I don't want to lie. Marco Corella you should do better than that, because you know that you're one yellow card away from suspension. So with Wesley Fafana, I understand his yellow card because he went from the team, because like I said, Moses Caicedo gave away a lot of pushing yesterday. I was so man, I was so pissed with Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. I don't want to lie. So as much as people are scapegoating other players because they are favorites, no, no, no. We need to criticize all the players yesterday. Besides Robert Sanchez, I think all the players should have done better. I know we played good, we created chances, but again, did we play good enough to win the game? I don't think so.
Hmm. That's a point there. Yes, actually, the point of having a football match, or playing a football match, is to have the 3 points. So if you are not getting the 3 points, of course, everyone should get the play. But I don't know. I still want to stand behind them, Cucurella, because I believe there's nothing could have done about the yellow card, because he was pushed. And if you watch the clip again, immediately was pushed, the brawl started. And the referee decided to sheepishly um, yellow card both of them, which I think is not wise because of course the player was pushed. It's not his fault that he was pushed. He wanted to restart the match and the guy decided to push him. So as I said, I still stand behind. I still feel Grealish. There's nothing could have done about it. So I'll still stand behind that. So so no, that's just it for me. That's just it for me. So I don't know. So let's talk about Sanchez now. Let's talk about Sanchez. Okay, I think there's some. Okay, I can see.
Okay,
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes,
let me share something on Sanchez that you sent me.
yeah.
So because we're talking about Sanchez now, we need to talk about, I don't know where can we start. Let me start this one.
Okay, I know I shared a lot. I really wanted us to talk about Sanchez.
Okay.
Big up to you, Dante.
Yeah, big up, Ty. Thanks for having me. Tobago, Ayode. Sorry, I don't know if I say your name right. I haven't met you before. Big up, guy.
Good, big up to you, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I think
No. I okay. I don't know how to put this. Let me do this then so that it can be clear. Let me
okay.
cancel meanwhile. So we can talk and I'll try another format to share it. We can go ahead, guys.
All right. Okay, I really want to welcome Dante. Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome to
thanks
the
for having
show.
me. Thanks for having me. I saw you guys
Yeah.
had a bit of connection problems, so I thought I'd
Uh,
come over and give you guys a hand. I just woke up. It's 7:30 a.m. in Australia, so I just woke up. So I thought I'd quickly come
uh,
on about an hour before my son wakes up. So a bit of time.
big up to you. Thank you for this. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. We're talking about okay, you joined. You were talking about Noni Madueke, how that some of the fan base believes that is selfish. He's selfish that he has not been releasing passes and this has been to the detriment of the team that probably could have had a better would have been in a better position on the league table had he been putting away his chances and at the same time looking for his teammates rather than deciding to put everything on his head. So let me hear your view on this.
Yeah, we've spoken about Noni a little bit. I was a little bit critical of him because obviously have high expectations. He started the season well. He got a right foot, which was very good. I've been calling for that for a while. He never used his right foot at all, and then he scored that hat trick on his right foot. And I was ecstatic. I was very happy. I'm like, finally, that was missing from his game. One of the big things missing from his game was his right foot. So he improved that. Since then, though, he had 3 games in a row. Fourth game yesterday in a row that really was very below average for him. So he wasn't involved as much. He was selfish. Let's not play around with that one. He was very selfish a lot of the times, which you've got a right to be at that level. If you're not a little bit, you're not good enough. So you have to be a bit selfish. There's no problem. But he did it a little bit. He went a bit beyond. Um, he definitely was a little bit selfish. He scored today in the end. If he didn't score that goal, I think he would have a lot more criticism from a lot more people if he didn't finish that goal. But before that, yeah, he wasn't having the best game. Yeah, he got a lot of the ball, but that was down to Palmer feeding him through the channels, especially from deep. Palmer was having to drop quite deep to pull the defender out, and then putting the ball through to Noni on the right, but that took Palmer completely out of the game. Palmer was not able to then to get involved because he was too far behind. And yeah, Noni unfortunately still has to work that on his game, his decision making. He still has to work that on his game. Like I said, he had a few shots, a bit selfish, but there wasn't many people to give it to anyway, so it's not that bad. The other times he did pass it, he'd passed one back, which was pretty good. but the other ones were not the best decisions. So yeah, look, he's selfish. That's the player he is, and that's up to the coach how to use him, when to use him, and how to control him. And we saw him after he scored the goal. He ran towards the bench. I spoke to that last time on Chelsea sessions about it. I didn't know what he was doing, but now we found out what he was doing. So yeah, so he was running to the bench after he scored the goal, and he was actually yelling out at at his coach at Maresca, saying, "There you go, I can score." Because during the week, Maresca criticized him, saying, "You haven't scored in 3 games. You better score in this game, or else." They were joking. He was joking with him, but obviously there was a little bit of truth behind it. And yeah, Noni was running back towards the bench saying, "There you go, I scored." So, and that's why Maresca, saw Maresca laughing, and then he turned away laughing, and that was why. So that's what happened after that goal. So what happened, why he was yelling towards the bench when after he scored the goal, and Maresca was laughing. So I found that one out. But yeah, look, he's selfish. He needs to work that on his game. The only thing I didn't like about yesterday is because it took your best player out of the game a bit. What I'm trying to say is he looked for Noni that much. Palmer, I'm talking about. He had to drop back so deep, and then to put Noni through every time, which he did like 7 or 8 times if you look at it. Noni didn't do enough with the ball after that, and that just pulled Palmer out of the game because it was too far back then to catch up to the offensive play to get him back involved again. So, and that's where Noni needs to be better. When that happens, yeah, he needs to be better. He needs to realize that, and he needs to maybe wait, or then make the right decision. Decision making is the problem there. Is he selfish? Yeah, he is a little bit. Unfortunately, that's his game, but that's on the coach. He has to get out of him.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
We got you. Yeah, we got you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to take over your show because this is your show, Ayodi. But I just want to say thank you to Dante for coming on because Tobago know this. Information Supreme and I had a little back and forth because he because I was saying that Madueke is selfish and that well I use a terminology that he's not really a team player, which what I think about is probably a bit harsh, but in terms of what he could be doing in terms of getting more assists, it would have shown, and Dante would have shared some information now that would make more sense as to why he wasn't so willing to pass the ball. He was trying to get that goal because because of the discussion you'd have had with Maresca about scoring a goal. So in that sense, it makes sense. He is selfish, yes, because it's not a case where it's only been under Maresca. I would have mentioned it prior that under Pochettino, for example. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dante. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But yes, under the ex-manager, we we would have seen that he was like that as well. He continuously tried to take shots from outside the box. His game was always trying to score some sort of worldly from outside the box. That was the game of Madueke. So it's not a case where it's Maresca because it's been there before. And as Dante said, it's down to the manager, trying to instill that level of, him being more selfless rather than trying to get goals. I get it. Everybody wants to actually tell you, and I've said this in prior shows. It's good to want to score goals and to get into double figures, but if the opportunity is not best for you to take a shot, give the ball to somebody that's in better space because there's always going to be a player in better space. It's about you deciding to make that right decision. So the decision making is the most vital thing in that attack, and the attack wasn't the greatest in this match as well. I know, as I said before, Madueke scored the winning, not winning goal. I don't know what I'm talking about, but he scored the goal that would have brought us back level. So in that sense, it's important to give him credit because if he hadn't scored that goal, we would have been discussing a defeat rather than a draw. So it feels like a loss. I know Tobago felt like that, especially after the game, and the channel had to give him that therapeutic session where he was able to, you know, talk about it and get beyond, thinking about the negatives. And the longer he talked about it, the better it became and how easier it became to accept it. So yes,
I'm thankful for Dante because I kind of felt like I was the only one that had that impression that Madueke has been selfish, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being selfish, but it's important to be selfless for the sake of the team when there's better opportunities for other players.
Thank you, Tyron. All right. This view is from Rich Money Makers. Said, remember, guys, this Nottingham Forest is very good defensively, and they'll take points off Arsenal and Manchester City. Still recovering. Everyone eats the lights. Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Big up
Rich
to you,
Money
Rich
Makers.
Moneymakers. Yeah,
Yeah, big up, Rich. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
All right.
big up to you,
Now
Garden.
let's talk about Sanchez. Yes, big up to you, Gavin. JFC Gavin, big up to
Yeah, big up,
you.
Gavin.
Now, let's talk about Robert Sanchez. For me personally, I think there has been an improvement, and I went to dig up stats because I don't like talking without stats. So we have the stats from. Thank you very much, Tobago, for bringing up these stats. We can see the stats from last season and in comparison to this season. 16 appearances last season and 7 appearances this season. Of course, we know that Petrovic came on at some point. And look at last season, he had 53 saves. And this season alone, he has 33 saves. That says a lot about the defense. And okay, okay, let's talk about this first. Then before we go to the next page. So let me hear from you, Sir Dante. What do you think about Robert Sanchez this season so far?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Sanchez fan. I never was. There was a reason he was dropped at Brighton, and then he came over to us. Obviously, got dropped again, and for the same reasons, basically giving the ball away. Just he doesn't have that IQ on the ball when it matters. When he's under pressure, he doesn't have that IQ. Unfortunately, that's just who he is. Has he been doing well this season? Very well. He's always been a pretty good shot stopper. That's not been his problem. He's got for a big guy because he's a big guy. He's quite tall. He gets down pretty well, and he's got pretty good reflexes. That's never been his problem. His problem's always been giving the ball away, passes that are completely off or coming out for the ball, and he's way away from the ball. He doesn't get the ball, and the opposition make him pay. This season he's improved, but if you look at every game he's played, you'll find one pass every single game that he gives the ball away to the opposition. The opposition just have not capitalized on as much this season. He's still been doing it, unfortunately, but overall though he has improved a little bit, and he has kept us in games, and he's made crucial saves. Even yesterday's game, he made amazing saves, two crucial, amazing saves. He wasn't that involved in the game, to be honest, and then he stayed concentrated and he kept his eye on the ball, and he did two amazing saves. But he did give the ball away. I don't know if you guys remember. He gave a pass as well as at the end there. Went straight to the opposition. They cut back in, but they didn't make it pay. So he did it again. He made that mistake again, and he wasn't really that much under pressure on either, and he gave it away again. So he still does it, but look, he still saved us as well in the end. So there's a balance there with Sanchez. And again, this goes down again, back down to the coach, to the manager, how he plays him, when he plays him, and how much tolerance he has for it. We have Jorgensen in, and in my personal opinion, Jorgensen is a much better with the ball at his feet. He's way better than Sanchez. He's much more confident. And we shows of that one, we had a look at the difference and statistics between them. And even shot stopping, actually, Jorgensen is actually better than Sanchez at shot stopping. So it's just a matter of time, I think. He's got the confidence from the manager now. Jorgensen came in a little bit late. So, yeah, so he's got the start. It's his place to lose. And like I said, it's down to the manager. I would make the change if it was me, but I can see why he didn't yet, because he's just giving Jorgensen some time to settle in. And Sanchez does have that experience in the Premier League, even though he hasn't done the best. He's got that experience, and he's just letting I think Jorgensen settle. But hey, if he keeps going this way, Sanchez saves us, continues that, he'll stay in goal, obviously. But he starts making mistakes again, like he did the previous week. I think his time is short. So yeah, it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before he does get replaced by Jorgensen.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Celso Dante. Okay, my friend Tebego, let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. What do you think about Sanchez?
Robert Sanchez, like like I said, last game he saved us really big time because if wasn't him, we should have been lost that should have lost that game. And then that was going to be embarrassing as a Chelsea fan losing against 10 men in Nottingham Forest. So hopefully we can do better defensively. Like Dante said, yesterday he made a mistake, I think in the last minute. And then if they took that chance, they should have been punished. So overall, I think Sanchez decision making sometimes is poor. He needs to do better as a player. It doesn't he need to rush decision because every time he rush decisions that we, he makes mistakes. So overall, with Sanchez, I think this season is improving. Hopefully can continue that way because as much as I want Jurgensen to be our number one, I don't like it when every time we change our goalkeeper defense. It's not helping. Look at now, Fofana is playing, but again, with Tosin, we are much better defensively and stuff. So hopefully he can build something. But again, if he flops, we have Jurgensen ready, just like last season, Petrovic he was ready to take that number one t-shirt and the end of the season. So it's Roy Sanchez pushing to lose. But I see improvements then there. But I'm not there yet. Let's give him time. Let's see what will happen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Tebego. Okay, personally, I feel like everything that plays from the back, that plays out from the back, has the potential of giving away these easy balls. I don't think this issue is peculiar to only Sanchez. I think I've seen the so-called best in the league. I'm talking about Ederson, Allison does this. David Raya struggled last season with some of these. Anything that plays out from the back, because teams will tend to press you, then it's just normal that at times the goalkeeper will give away these easy chances. Yes, does that mean that Sanchez should continue with that? No, because at times it puts our hearts in our mouths. But at the same time, I think for now it's still the best. It's still the best we have. For me, I don't. I've not been so convinced about what's his name, about Jorgensen. I still feel like there are still things that he needs to work on. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, he's beautiful. He's wonderful with the ball at his feet. That's for Jorgensen. But the short stopping is something that he doesn't come close. He doesn't come close presently to to Sanchez. So and please Tebego, please help us pull out the picture on Sanchez in comparison to last season. That's as concerning his reflex and saves. So let's see. We see that for me personally, I think that there's a big improvement when it comes to saves. The save percentage is much higher than last season, and let's not forget that the number one function of a goalkeeper is to get the goals, not to make sure that the goals doesn't come in. And if he's doing that well, and we can see improvement with his feet too, because I know the pass completion is getting better, and even with the long balls is getting better. So because especially long balls this season, I noticed a big improvement as against last season. So let's give him more time, and if he now continues to give away these easy chances, then you can call him for Jorgensen. But as it stands, let Jorgensen still bed in with time. Then later on, he can come in. I'm sure Jorgensen is the long term plan and not Sanchez. So let's see. And of course, I trust the coach too. I trust the coach too. So big up, guys. I can see the comments. According to my contacts, we are losing patience with Garashile and Disasi is improving, but Tosin is better. All right, thank you very much, Rich Money
Yeah,
Makers. We are going to take.
I'm trying to send a picture, but doesn't give me an option to share a picture, so I don't
No,
know why.
no, no, no problem, no problem.
Okay,
No problem, Tobago, no problem, Tobago. Um, right. I sat back and listened to everyone give their opinions on Sanchez, and I want to add something. If I may, Ayodi, this is your show. You have to let me know if I can
please go.
say
Please go ahead.
anything.
Please go ahead. Please
Okay,
go ahead.
right. So yes, yeah. Dante mentioned something. You mentioned something, Ayodi, and the coolest shows Tobago mentioned something. And one thing that stuck with me is what Dante said about it, the fact that if you see each game that he's played in, and I love to use this word now. I heard somebody say, I don't know, remember who, but I love to say that players like Sanchez has the Bozo gene. Chalaba had it, where they make a mistake out of nowhere. But the Shield has it as well. I don't know why, but like even if they have three good games in a row, the next game they make a mistake. I don't know why, but that's what happens because, and I think that's the perfect way to explain the whole situation with Sanchez because Sanchez had three good games in a row, and then I don't remember what match it was, but then he made a mistake, and I think it was the Brighton game actually. Was it? I don't remember which game, but he gave the ball
Brighton, yeah.
away.
Two
It
mistakes, not
was the
one
Brighton.
mistake. Two big mistakes,
It's
yes.
Brighton. It was against
Yeah,
Brighton.
yeah, it was Brighton. Yeah, because he came out trying to punch the ball, and then they scored, and then he passed the ball right back to them, and they scored the second goal. So that's the case because he I don't know if it's because he was well, I don't want to say dropped, but because he was taken out of the goal, so that momentum would have subsided. I don't know. I'm trying to make excuses for him, I guess, but the fact that he was so crucial in us, being able to get that 3 points against Bournemouth, for example, having to save penalties, having to make top-notch saves, and then performing that way, making those decisions, taking the approach to try to punch the ball or to make a short pass and it going to the opponent. This is the issue that we've had, and it depends on if Maresca wants to have a goalkeeper in between the posts who's going to be making mistakes or is guaranteed to make a mistake every 3 game or the average of mistake every 2 game. I know it's been a case where he's made mistakes even in games where he's performed well. So even though he was crucial, both goalkeepers in the game against Forest was was very important. They're the reason why both teams came out with a point where others were even because they had to step up to the calling that they would have gotten, having to make some top-notch saves and you know get themselves to really be the hero of their teams. So I think with Sanchez, and I think you may come back to that when you mentioned about Jurgensen and all of that. But Sanchez is a good shot stopper. There's no doubt about it. But in a system like Maresca, you need to be able to be good with the ball at your feet. You have to be a good ball playing goalkeeper. And that's something that for people who did their research on Maresca, know that the goalkeeper is like an additional defender, and if well they are defended by default because they're defending from goals being scored, but a centre back or an additional centre back, that is the better term to use. So if he's not able to pass the ball or be comfortable with the ball at his feet without making a mistake, it means that you're gonna constantly have to work more and try to outscore your opponents. And we're gonna continuously concede goals because if you pass the ball to someone that's clinical, they're gonna punish you. So it's important that we rectify that issue. It's not a case where working on being a better ball distributor cannot happen, but it's something that you have to take into consideration. Are you willing to take that risk where you're gonna be taking the chance that your goalkeeper is gonna make a mistake and then your team's gonna have to work 2 times as hard to ensure that they don't concede?
All right, thank you very much, Tyron. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that wonderful view. Yes, thank you, Tobacco, for sharing this. So these are his stats for this season compared to last season. So we can see that he has two clean sheets already, and he had three from 7 matches. He has two from 16 matches. He had three last season. Goals conceded, he conceded 25 goals, and this season is considered 8 goals from 7 matches. Saves, he made 53 saves last season, and this season alone he's made 33 saves. He saves per match 4.71 this season as compared to 3.31 last season. Then the save success percentage last season 67.95 and this season 80.47. Then I see that this actually look at the high claims too. The high claims this season 19 and last season 19, this season 10, punches 2 to 1, 2 to 3 this season, then penalty saved 1-1, success throughout 87 last season and 46 this season. From these stats, I think this is a man on a mission. I don't know, he's improving. We cannot take that away from him. We cannot take away the fact that he's improving. Yes, does, but he still lacks concentration. So I want to put us on the spot now. So I'll start with CFC Dante. If you are the coach and you have these stats with you, and you still see that he still has this lapse in concentration, are you starting him against Liverpool?
Yeah, look, stats are stats. They're not always accurate. The eye test is more important than stats, in my opinion. It's just you can see what's happening. Has he improved? Sure, he's improved. Like I said, he's definitely improved. He's a little bit better with the ball at his feet, and he's definitely doing some better saves. But yeah, the stats for me, stats are always quite deceiving. You can twist them around how you want the stats. So I'm more of an eye test guy than stats. They are important. You can make some stats that are important, but overall, the eye test is more important for me. Um, I think he still probably will stay in goal, and like I said earlier, I think it's his place to lose. Obviously, he's gotten the vote of confidence from the coach that he's the one that's starting. So, like I said, Jorgensen was bought for a reason, and like Tobago said, Ty said, he's very, very good with the ball at his feet. He can play as an extra defender. He did play when he was young as a defender, so he can play with the ball at his feet. He's got quite good technique with the ball at his feet and can come out and play off his line a lot. He does that quite a lot, Jorgensen. He plays off his line quite a lot. If you do compare the keepers and you watch them, Sanchez sits much deeper on his line. Jorgensen's a little bit off his line, and he's got quicker acceleration, comes out for the ball much more. One thing I think Sanchez did improve. He's done that a little bit better as well. You saw in the game yesterday, he came off, played a bit of a sweeper keeper in one occasion only. He came off the ball. They put a ball through, and he came off his line, and he did clear a ball, which was good to see because he normally doesn't do that too often. He did it once. It was an important one, and he did it once, so that was good to see. Whereas Jorgensen does that quite a lot. That's his strength. He plays off his line. He doesn't play back on his line as much as Sanchez does. So, look, it's like I said, in my personal opinion, it's a matter of time till Sanchez keeps making these mistakes, and he will make these mistakes because he makes it every game. One, it just hasn't been punished up until now. Against Brighton, both of them were punished. So we lost 2 goals against Brighton just because of his. I like to call it his IQ. I know Ty brought up the bozo gene. I like to call IQ. I just think he doesn't have that IQ in tight spaces when the pressure is on. He can't think quick enough, so he just does first thing that comes to mind, and that's to me that's footballing IQ. That's what happens, and it's the same with Badiashile lately, and the same Disasi has that as well. When you're under pressure, if you don't have that football IQ, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's exactly what's been happening. He will stay in goal for now. Like I said, it's his place to lose. If he makes mistakes like that again, I can guarantee you he will come out. It's just when that happens and how long that happens.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Subsidante. So, my friend Tebego, are you starting Sanchez? Are you starting Sanchez in goal, or you're starting Petrovic against what is his name, Jorgensen against Liverpool?
Unfortunately, I will start Sanchez because I don't see the coach starting Felipe Jorgensen ahead of Sanchez. So as much as maybe we want Jorgensen to start, I think the coach will start Sanchez. So my opinion won't
Now
matter
I'm
that
making
much.
you the coach. I'm making you the coach. I'm making you the coach. You are the coach now. Are you starting Sanchez or you're starting Jorgensen?
I'm starting Sanchez.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Ty, are you
Love
starting
it. Love
Sanchez
it.
or
Good work, Coyote.
Jorgensen?
I love it, Ayodi. Very good. You see, I was about, if you didn't say that, I was gonna actually come and challenge Tobago. I love that you said you are making it. You were trying to be diplomatic and try to be cautious and run away from the question. Exactly. Wonderful. Love that. Excellent. You are doing quite well. Very
Yeah,
good.
well done.
But yes,
I'll just answer that
yes.
really
Um,
quickly. One, sorry,
yes.
if you think I didn't answer it, I'll answer that very quickly. I think if Jorgensen had a full preseason with us, I think that would have been very different.
But it's okay to put me on the spotlight. I will get you. Don't worry.
So Ty, are you
Okay.
starting Jorgensen or you're starting Sanchez? Tyron, are you there?
Sorry,
Okay, I
did you
think he's not there.
sorry?
Okay.
Ty's still
Yes. I
thinking
said, are you
about it.
starting Jorgensen or you're starting
No, I don't need to
Sanchez?
think about it. Yes, I would start Jurgensen, 100%. 100%. Yes. But the
Jorgensen.
thing is, yes, I would start him because if you think about it, Liverpool, if you watch the way that Liverpool play now, it's important. Well, there hasn't been much change. Liverpool have always been a team that like to press you and push you to make mistakes, and they're gonna target Sanchez because they're gonna know that he may make a mistake. And we talk about, and I wanted to say this before you would have moved on to anything else. What I wanted to say about Sanchez is it a case where he's improved, or is it a case where he's actually not had a situation where he's being contested. That's the thing, because if it's a case where you're appointing a goalkeeper such as Jurgensen to be the cup goalkeeper, it means you're saying that okay, Sanchez will be our first choice, and he's definitely our first choice. And I think that those days of having a first choice goalkeeper should be gone, especially when you have a goalkeeper who can become complacent. And if you constantly fill the mind of the goalkeeper that their place is set in stone, that they can never be dropped, you're gonna have that problem. And I think that that's what Maresca shouldn't do. And I would start Jurgensen because Jurgensen is better on the ball. And what we need is someone that's good on the ball, especially with the fact that we didn't play against Liverpool and we have the players who can hit them on the counter. You need somebody that can distribute the ball and assist the offensive side of the game and lead to goals being occurred. So I think that's something that's important. So I would definitely start him. But I wanted to pose a question to you. I would have posed it to Bagel before. Do you think it's a case where he's actually improved, or is it a case where he's not been contested, he's not been injured? Because we have to take that into consideration. He picked up an injury as well, so he's gotten to play more games than he would have at this part of the season. So is it a case where he's improved? Because I have not seen a different Sanchez from the one that we signed for Brighton. He was always a good shot stopper. That's why we signed him. But distribution was always an issue, and that's why he fell out of the good graces with De Zerbi.
Now I think in terms of distribution, I think I'll say let's say out of 10, I'll give him a 7 because like he can create chances out of his distribution. Just for the goal for Cole Palmer against Wolves, right? His decision making was so solid there. So in terms of that, I'll give him. Also, if you
One
watch our
chance,
game,
Tobago, just one chance. That was the only
no, no,
chance
no,
he's
no, no,
created
no.
all season.
Wait, Dante. If you watch our games, every time it's a goal kick or a free kick, when he claims he catches the ball, he always pass it forward rather than holding it to a longer. He just pass it forward, and then we start transaction from there. So overall, I think he's getting there. Dante, come on, let's give him a slag, bro. Come on.
I'm just facts. One chant that was the only one. So the rest fly out on the sideline or are completely not to a player. They're not accurate at all. Watch Jorgensen do the same thing in the Conference League. Big difference. The balls fall before the player, right to their feet. Sanchez ones fly over the top. There is a big difference there, in my opinion. The way I look at it, it's a big difference because Sanchez, tries to do it, but he gets one right out of maybe five. So there's a big difference when he's trying to do it and actually achieving something.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, guys. And let's go to the next topic we want to talk about. And this is actually a plus to Maresca. Now, from Opta analysts, should, following our performances this season, we should actually be second behind Liverpool. And that means that Arsenal should be eighth actually. Arsenal should be eighth and they are third, and Man City should be third and they are first and second. So from what we have here, I think this is a big plus to us. And this is just the difference between this season and last season. Because there's an identity and you know what the team is doing. You know what the coach is doing. And just some we simply has come out to say that the way they are being trained is that anybody can come in and just perform the function, irrespective who is on the pitch. Everybody knows what they are supposed to do. Yes, these are early days, and that's why I believe we couldn't put the games like Crystal Palace and yesterday's game to bed. But from this, guys, what do you have to say? From these stats that we have. Yes, I know most of the guys here are the eye test people. I'm more eye test than stats too, but I believe in these stats too because it shows a progression. It shows when something is being done right. Yes, eye test too matters. Eye test matters, but we cannot just push away the stats. So with these stats that we have, what do you have to say? Let me start with Dante.
Put him on the
Again, the
spotlight.
stats. Yeah. The stats again are misleading as well as usual. You got to look at context. Yes, we've started very well, but I mean, we have played more lower half teams, not as strong teams. Liverpool the same. They haven't played a top 6 team, I think, at all. We're the first one coming up now next after the international break. So there's a big, again, the stats can be misleading. Depends who you play, how long you've played. Arsenal, they've played a little bit, some tougher games, but they haven't blown teams away either. They haven't done the best, but they're still up there. They're still getting the results. They're grinding out results. So they're still getting there. Like I said, the stats are misleading. We haven't played anyone that hard either as well. Liverpool has not played anyone hard at all. They are a little bit misleading. They matter a little bit. It tells you a little bit that we are a little bit better. But for me, these type of stats, misleading, especially now this early in the season. It doesn't make much difference to me at all.
All right, Tebego. Thank you, Dante. Then Tebego.
Yeah, for me personally, these stats are showing that the team is going into the right direction. But like Dante said, I think it's too early for us to judge everything. We still have big fixtures ahead of us. After those 4 big fixtures, Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, Manchester United, under Enzo Maresca. I don't want to talk about our ex. Under Enzo Maresca, I will judge the team. I'll say, okay, these players might be ready. But at the moment, we played against low block teams, low teams. But again, I think the Crystal Palace game and the Nottingham Forest game is just a wake-up call for these players. I think we need to shoot mostly. You mentioned Noni Mariweke and Cole Palmer are those are the players that shoot more. But now against Liverpool, Newcastle, the games will be more open. I just want to see these players against those teams. What will they do? Right now, at the moment, I'll say the team is going into the right direction, but I'm still fuming against against Forest and Crystal Palace. We should have won those both games, to be honest, because we created enough chances to win those games. But overall, we are in the right direction. Hopefully, we continue in that path after the international break, and hopefully, no injuries to our players. Come on.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tyrone, can I hear from you, please? Can we hear from you, please?
Can you hear from me? Is that what you said?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys don't get the wrong impression and thinking that I'm just trying to stay on Dante's good graces and on his good side. But I've always made this clear. I'm not a person that really likes stats, and I think I mentioned it earlier as well. Because I don't think the stats tell the full story. And as Dante said, the eye test is better. You can look at statistics all you want. You can look and say that, oh, this player had 56 out of 57 successful passes. How many of those take into account the fact that the players may be passing the ball backwards or sideways? So I don't believe stats really matter. And even this, it's good to see on paper that, okay, Chelsea have had a positive start to the season, but it doesn't mean anything. We've had positive starts in a lot of seasons in the past, in recent season as well. Let's not forget, under Tuchel, we were top of the table for his first full season, and things went south in December when the elephant, who's no longer the elephant in the room, would have come out and cause controversy. So we cannot really get ahead of ourselves, and I don't think any one of us are in that position. But we have to take into account the fact that those stats doesn't they don't mean anything because the season has just started. We have to wait and see what happens. We have to see, as Tobago mentioned earlier, if we will be able to not be plagued with injuries as we've had in the past seasons. And then we go from there. But at the same time, it's a good start. We have to hope that we were able to get a result after the international break against Liverpool, and we take it one game at a time. And as Maresca said, we're not at that level of competing for the league. So yes, on paper it's good to see that we're second in terms of performance and all of that, but it doesn't mean anything. It's secondary right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. For me personally, I feel like it's better for us to be second than to be down the table. Yes, I understand the fact. I understand the fact that the eye test is better, and as I said before, I also prefer going with the eye test. But but as I said, I would prefer for us to be high up there than to be down. Yes, is there a room for an improvement? Definitely. Are there things we can do better? Definitely. And one thing I also believe the team should start doing is shooting, because I noticed that we don't shoot as much as we should, and that's where the issue of Noni is selfish and all sorts. That's where I don't buy it too much, because how many guys shoot in the team? We don't shoot. So if we are taking our chances, because I believe yesterday's match is a very winnable match. Should had we been much more lucky and against Crystal Palace too, probably we will not be where we are today, and we won't be having this discussion at all. So I just feel like we can do much better at that front, and hopefully, as the season continues, we get to see the team better, and we see what the team can present. So hopefully that's what I hope. So finally, I don't know if this is if we can see this. Okay, that you gave me this assignment and here I am with it, as concerning the incident that happened yesterday, where Jackson was alleged to have slapped a Forest player. And so from what I gathered online, it was actually reviewed by VAR, and they thought it was not good enough, good enough for suspension or for any further action. Though we wait on the FA, which but I don't think anything else will be done. But I think we need to talk about Jackson's reactions to confrontations and to provocations on the field of play. Sometimes these things can be very can can affect the team, and it could be very adverse in some cases. So what do you think? What do you think, Dante? Let me start with you. What do you think about this, and do you think it deserves further punishment?
Yeah, look, I think yeah, he was a bit lucky yesterday. It wasn't there wasn't a camera angle that it wasn't put on TV. It wasn't shown. He was very lucky. Uh, Even the shot there you see that's from a crowd. It's not from the actual cameras on TV. So I think he was very lucky with that. It wasn't shown. It wasn't there. So there wasn't much. No one knew about it. We only knew about it after the game because it did come out. Obviously, maybe the player complained or the camera angles came from the crowd and stuff like that from other sources. So he was very, very lucky. I think it wasn't caught on official. There was a view, but it wasn't. It was obstructed, so you couldn't see it because there was other players in the way. So he was very lucky with that. Um, it is important they look at that stuff from official, from official camera angles and from official, cameras and etc. They don't look at it if someone posted from the crowd like that as much. So he was very lucky with that. He probably would have got suspended. I think we've dodged the bullet there because I think he would have definitely got suspended. It is a problem. I speak about the discipline. It is a problem. I heard you say it earlier about Cucurella. I agreed with you about Cucurella. I don't think it was a yellow, but looking back on it and why he was given a yellow now, the problem was Cucurella was yelling into the fourth official's face and swearing. So he got a yellow. That's why he got a yellow. So it is justified. He got a yellow, and because he was yelling to the fourth official's face, holding his hands up, being a little bit aggressive, and swearing. So that's why then the ref went and gave him a yellow, because the fourth official told him to go give him a yellow because of that. So again, they do that every game. Discipline has been a bit of an issue. Under our ex-manager, it was a massive issue. This season, I didn't mind that much because most of it was not kicking the ball away or talking to the refs as much. Most of it was from tackles or taking, from footballing reasons. So tackles, technical fouls, stuff like that. It wasn't as much just silly kicking the ball away every game and doing stuff like that. But the last couple of games, it has been that. It's been talking to the ref a bit too much, getting a bit too much in the face of referees and doing stuff like that. And Marescas needs to cut that out, and he needs to take action on that, because otherwise it'll turn into last season. They'll start doing it every game. So it is an issue because we are suspended now. Cucurella's suspended, Fofana's suspended. Fofana is not the biggest miss, but Cucurella is a massive miss against Liverpool, because against Salah, he's the perfect, and we've seen it on other occasions. Salah scored one goal, but he's shut down Salah pretty much every time. So it's a massive loss for Cucurella in that game. So he should know better. Like Tobago was saying, he should know better. He's a more mature player. He's not one of the young ones. He's a more mature, experienced player. He should know that. And I mean, there's no point yelling to the referees in their face, swearing. There's no point. What's the point? They're not going to change their mind. It's already done. Then I know it's an emotional game. It's hard to not do that. But I understand it when you're young. I did it as well myself when I was young, quite a lot. After I 23 in that, I hardly ever did. I didn't do it at all because I know there was no point. I had to hold back the young kids not doing it. So they just need to be a bit more mature and realize the situation and the context, that there's more important games coming and you're on 4 yellow cards, and just be smart about it. Luckily we've got pretty good depth, but Tosin will come into the job perfectly, in my opinion. He should be starting anyway, but Cucurella will be a big miss. Yeah, he will be a big miss against Liverpool.
Thank you very much, Dante. Thank you very much, Dante. And please, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Please, sharing is caring. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share even as you're enjoying the show. All right, Tyron, let me hear from you, please. What do you think about Jackson's discipline issues and his history too?
Yes, yeah, this is a very good topic as well, because it's something that went under the radar um for a lot of fans. A lot of fans didn't know about it. It was from the perspective, as Dante said, from the stands, the fans' perspective. That's where it was. It wasn't on TV. It wasn't on, it wasn't showed. So VAR wouldn't have had the opportunity to see it. And VAR was messed up in this match anyway. So I don't really think they would have really done much unless they really have an agenda. But um yeah, I don't like it. There's a lot of players, not only Jackson, that need to work on being disciplined. They get emotional. They and as Dante said, everything just sounds like I'm agreeing with Dante. But it's because of the fact that he spoke factual information. The fact is that football is about emotions, about the passion. And if you believe that if you believe that the referee is not doing your team um justice or anything like that, you're gonna get frustrated. But it's about you controlling yourself. And I think there was something that came out about the fact that through that whole hustle and all of that, Cole Palmer just sat down. He isolated himself from that situation. And it shows a difference from him with everybody else. And he's young as well. He's still a young player. He's around the same age bracket as a Jackson. A same age bracket of around, well, Fafana is 24, almost 25 or something like that. But that age bracket of a 21, 22-year old. And he opted not to be a part of it. But this isn't the most surprising thing to me. And if you allow me, Ayodi, to mention this and to show this, um, no, this what Maresca would have said about this situation is that he that he's not going to pay any money. That's regarding the fine that was given for the team receiving 6+ yellow card. He said he's not going to pay it because he's proud of the way the players fight. So that it was something that really surprised me. So it's a case where it's a case where is it a case that he is not telling the players that they need to be more calm, they need to compose themselves and not lash out because they feel as if, oh, the referee is making a call that is wrong or and all of that? Or is it a case where the players are just like that in nature? But even that, if that's the case, it's down to the manager, to tell them that they need to calm down, because if they get another yellow card, or if they accumulate a number of yellow cards, they're going to be suspended, and it results in the club getting fined. But when I reflect on who Maresca is in terms of what he's done as a manager, he's always been that vocal type of person. So it makes sense as to why he has no issue with his players being vocal about them trying to get the right call being done. I know people still believe, players still believe that if they go up to a referee and say you're doing nonsense, or just in formal terms, obviously they may not be saying that, because you can see that they're actually cursing, and and that's it. And it's down to them needing to be coached, not only to play a tactical game, but also to be one of where the mentality, where the discipline. That is what is necessary, especially in a game like this, where referees are trigger happy. They will card you for the minimal of things. So you have to be careful about the approach to the referee. I get it, you want to try to stir the judgment of the referee, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really change much. You may say check it, check it, check it if it's a penalty or if a handball, and it may say okay, let me check it. But if it's a case where a situation like that broke out, and all of that was avoidable, all of it was avoidable. I get it, they're trying to back their teammate, but it didn't have to escalate to the point that it did, and that's the unfortunate aspect about it.
Just to
All
add to
right.
that, sorry, just add quickly add to that. So Maresca, his playing career, this is the type of player he was. He was in every little fight. He was quite an aggressive player. He was a bit of a fire rocket. That's his style. So he wouldn't mind, say, Colwell coming across and help getting involved and getting a yellow for that and fighting. Like, I don't think doesn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that. You want to see that passion and that to stick up for your teammates. You want to see that. Uh, but yeah, the little ones, like I said, the ones that are just talking to the referee or the ones that are kicking the ball away. Well, that's I'm sure he has a big problem with those because he's not the type of guy. He's a non-nonsense type of guy. You can tell that, and you see that in a lot of training and stuff. He's quite high on discipline. On that side of the things, he's high on discipline. But when it comes to like this, and that's what he said in the quote as well, to fighting or standing up for your teammates, he's okay with that. But the other stuff, yeah, he definitely needs to stamp down on and look into that. Like I said, Cucurella did very well. He got pushed. He stood away. The problem is he stayed next to the fourth referee and started yelling into his face and swearing at him. And that's why he got the yellow in the end. We found out. So even though he stayed away from the fight, it was up. Probably would have been better if he got up and go and actually get involved and do that and get. But being silly and getting it for the other reason, that's even worse in my opinion.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you very much, Dante. Thank you very much, Tyron. Um, yes, those are very good and valid points. If it is from last season, we had very, very poor discipline and culture because just see players kick the ball away with anger. You see players yell at the referee. You are not the captain. You are yelling at the referee. So no one does that. Of course, we can understand that they are kids, but he said something, Maresca, and as I said in the last show, I don't forget it. He said they are boys, but they are young, but they are men. They are young, but they are men. So we expect them to act like men. And for the fight, as you said, I actually like the fight. I like the fight because I saw togetherness. I saw that they're ready to fight for themselves. And the hallmark of any successful team is that you see players that are ready to stand for themselves. They see themselves as brothers and not just individual players. So for me, that goes a very long way. Guys, don't forget please to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to also share to others because, as I always say, sharing is caring. So please, thank you very much, Dante, for your views. Lastly, we've had issues. We've had some here and there issues from some fans as touching how Enzo Fernandez is not important to this team. It's a pity that Tobago is not here. I wanted to put up something. A lot of people think that Enzo Fernandez should be dropped. So CFC Dante, are you dropping? If you are the coach, are you dropping Enzo Fernandez?
No, I'm not dropping Enzo Fernandez, and I don't see any way Enzo Maresca is dropping Enzo Fernandez. He's, in my opinion, and he's one of his most important players. He's probably one of the first he puts on the team sheet. He loves Enzo Fernandez. He made him captain for a reason as well. So I've had a view on this from the start of the season. I kept saying on Chelsea Perspective and other channels, but mostly on Chelsea Perspective because that's where I am mostly. It's at the start of the season we were talking about captain and stuff. I'm like, he will make Enzo Fernandez captain. I have no doubt about it. It's his type of player, and he will make him captain, and that's what he did. Well, vice captain he's made him, but captain for now, acting captain, because Reece James is obviously out injured still. So I have no doubt about it that he's one of his most important, if not most important player. He loves the way he plays, the what he does. Did he have a good game? No, he didn't have a good game at all. It was a very disappointing game actually from him. I thought he was actually going to have a really good game yesterday, but unfortunately, no, he did not have a good game at all. He struggled quite a bit, down to the fact just the way who the opposition, the way he was played, a few things anyway. But no, he will not get dropped. He's very important. People look at more the fancy stuff if he scores and stuff like that, but he does a lot of other stuff that people don't see. Can he be better? Of course, it can be better, but I still think he's a very important for Maresca. just what he does when he's in possession of the ball. So, and how quickly he moves the ball on. We just need to play through him a lot more, and I think he needs to play a little bit deeper so we can play the ball through him. Because every time we've seen him do that, we've only seen it twice this season. He controlled the game. Everything went through him. The game, every pass went to him. He controls the pace of the game. We move the ball quicker, and he got assists in those games, and we played very, very well. I don't really like him playing in that three sort of CM box to box role where he can go forward a bit more, go left, right. He could basically go all over the pitch. I think it's wasting his talent a bit, and I think he runs a lot more that way, and that's not his strength. Running is not his strength. I would like to see Casado do that, and him sitting back in that defensive midfield role and just controlling the play through there. And defensively, we know he's not the best, but he will have cover because one of the fullbacks is inverting, and that will be the defensive cover as well. So I don't see the defensive side being a problem. I didn't see that players like Jorginho, it wasn't a problem. Players like Fabregas, it was never a problem, the defensive side, if he had cover next to him. So I don't see the defensive side being a problem if he plays there. Like I said, I've only seen it twice this season, and those were his two best games. So I'm not sure what Maresca's waiting for there, why he hasn't made the change. Could be to do with Lavia as well, because he was a bit injured, and we see he did use Lavia quite a lot in preseason. Got injured again, obviously, and hasn't played at all. Starting to come back now, hopefully. That could be a reason why he's waiting to tinker that midfield a little bit. We'll wait and see, but like I said, no, Enzo Maresca and Enzo Fernandez, that's his most important player, in my opinion.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dante. Jesus is King says against Liverpool, I might consider it. That means he thinks he's going to drop him. If Jesus is King says if his coach is going to drop Enzo Fernandez. So, Tiger, you are the coach. Are you dropping Enzo Fernandez?
All right, so
Against Liverpool.
I don't know if I'm a good coach because I don't even know the fitness of my players. But I've said this in the past. Lavia proved to be the more crucial midfielder when he although he played a few games at the beginning of the season, especially in the preseason, even though we didn't have the greatest preseason. He was one of the better performing midfielders for Maresca during that period. And then he got injured, and then Enzo obviously had to be the one that was playing. But I generally believe that it's possible if Lavia is available. I generally don't know his fitness level. I don't know if he can start a match just yet, because I think another thing is that Enzo Maresca wants to play Lavia. I think he wants to start him, but at the same time, you don't want to rush him back because he's been injured for a long time last season, and then this season he picked up an injury, out of nowhere. So that is something that is cautious, and I generally think that that's my assumption. Maresca wants to play Lavia over Enzo, because it makes more sense than a Casado and an Enzo. And I've said this on paper, people think that Enzo Maresca, I keep saying Enzo Maresca, too much Enzo's at the club, man. My goodness, Enzo Fernandez and Casado should be able to work, but it's not working because for one of them are not able to be that defensive support to a Casado, for example. And we've seen that. The whole fact of the matter is that Enzo Fernandez is a player that has had to play at a more advanced role because he's not the greatest defensively. He tries to chip in and try to win back the ball. We saw that against Nottingham Forest, for example, and it worked for him. But other times, in terms of dropping deep and then trying to pass the ball, that is when he made those mistakes, giving the ball away. So if it's possible, if Lavia is fit and is able to start a match, I would actually play him against Liverpool because he is a player that has proven to be critical and crucial in the matches. We saw him against Manchester City. Yes, we lost the match, but if you think about it, all of that's happened after Lavia wasn't on the pitch. We were more open after that. So I generally think that Lavia is more important. So if he's available, I would drop Enzo because we don't need Enzo because Lavia can be creative. We've seen that Casero can be creative. So it's not a case where you need that creative outlet in Enzo Fernandez and you wouldn't be able to get it elsewhere because everybody on that pitch, even the attack, um, even the defense as well, can create for each other. So we don't need Enzo Fernandez to be playing, especially if it's not working in this system. Because I generally believe that if you're going to play Casado and Fernandez, you need an additional midfielder. So I don't know if that means Lavia has to come in and then you sacrifice an additional player in some position. But I don't think that on its own, a Casado and a Fernandez will work long term. And we saw that with Gallagher and Casado. It works more than Fernandez and Casado. So I think it's a case where if it's possible, I would drop him because he's not doing better, and I generally think that he himself is tired as well. I don't think he has the endurance to push through playing game after game after game. So I think it's important that he's not played each game, and that Lavia, who's proven to be more crucial, comes in. It's harsh to say that because he has a high value, but at the end of the day, the value doesn't matter because if the team is suffering, you have to make compromises. That's what I think, at least. Big up to
Okay.
you, Wolfgang, by the way.
Okay. I'm going to come back to you because I still have another question, and because I remember when Enzo newly came in during the days of Potter, he was sitting deep, and we had that was the best form of Enzo we've had so far. So I'm thinking, is it possible that the coach decides to make Enzo sit and let Caicedo do the box to box, do the running? We see Caicedo do this in Ecuador. That's the position he plays, and for me, he plays very very well in Ecuador, very very well. Is it possible that we make Enzo sit and Caicedo do more of the running? If Enzo is sitting, yes, you'll be able to put a lot of passes together. But I know the drawback to this is that we lose the ball in possession and there's a big break, Enzo doesn't have the defensive acumen to stop these counter attacks. But is that an option that you will consider? Let me start from Dante.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's where he should be playing. He should be playing deep. There's no point putting him in that 8 box to box. Like you said, Caicedo's best position is that 8 box to box. Runs up and down all over the place. He's got the tank to do it. He does very well for Ecuador playing in that position. So, yeah, I would definitely make that switch 100%. I'm surprised Maresca hasn't yet. Like I said, he did do it in 2 games, and those were Enzo's best games. So, is it because Lavia's out and he's just fitting him in? I don't know. We'll have to wait to see when Lavia's fully fit now. What if he does start and how he starts and who drops out for Lavia, or even if Lavia does come in and start. We'll have to wait and see. So, um, but 100%, I would make that move. I think that's his best position. All the play can go through him. He dictates the tempo of the game, and that's his strong suit, in my opinion, for Chelsea. So he should definitely be playing there. Um, yeah, I would make that change 100% straight away.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I really want to say this before I bring in Tyron. I really have an issue with Chelsea fans that are so quick to slap the price tags of players when to bring the price tags of players up whenever they're having a bad game or they're having a bad form. I really think the players have nothing to do with their price tags. The market decides that. The market decides that, and there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing any player can do about the price tag. It's not their fault that the team decided to sell him for 100 million or for 10 million naira, for 10 million naira or for $10 million or for 10 million pounds or euro. Not there's nothing the player can do about it. So I would prefer if a player is having a bad form, let's stay with the bad form, and when he's doing well, let's sing his praise. But let's leave the price tag because sometimes it's actually an everybody. And we saw this with Caicedo. It was very big, very, very, very big issue for him. And this is something that even the media is using against us. Any little thing, the midfield is worth so amount, and they should be performing like this, they should be performing like this, and it's extra pressure for them. So it doesn't help if we the fans too are singing these choruses. So let me hear from you, Tyron. Will you make the switch? Will you make Enzo sit back and Caicedo to do the run?
Sorry, just before you come in, Kai,
Um,
I need to go. So thank you for having me on, and I'll try to make it on as more often, hopefully. And thanks, Yoyode. Nice to meet you as well. And you're doing a great job. Continue doing that.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
yes,
Take care,
thank you.
guys.
Thank,
Thank you. Thank you for coming, Dante. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But yes, it's a you've asked a valid question here. And I was wondering if you were trying to throw a dig at Roderick because you mentioned about fans talking about the price tag, and his comment is exactly like that. So I was wondering, but yes,
No.
but
It's
yes,
not a dig. It's not a dig at
yeah,
Roderick. It's in the post. It's in the picture that we posted. Not Roderick. If you are listening, it's not a dig at you. It's not a dig at you at all. It's just a
yeah,
coincidence. It's just a coincidence. Big up to you, Roderick. It's not.
yeah,
It's not a dig at you.
yeah. But yes, I agree with what you said. I mean, I know we've actually said everything verbatim, word for word, as I would say. A case of, the player doesn't choose the price tag. He's not the one that say, "Oh, make me 110 million pounds or make me 150 million euros." He doesn't choose it. It's the price tag is slapped on him, and a lot of people don't actually think about this. The football market has become inflated. A lot of teams are selling players for a higher amount, and in the situation of Enzo Fernandez, people tend to forget this. He joined Benfica literally 6 months before we signed him. So it's a case where we're buying him out of the contract. It wasn't like he was there for 3-4 years and then we're trying to buy him. That was not the case. We are trying to buy him out of a contract that he would have just signed 6 months in the summer. So it's not gonna be straightforward. You're not gonna be able to get it. And then take into consideration the fact that he won the World Cup. That's gonna make him more marketable. That's gonna make his price go up even more because he would have won the World Cup. And people talk about that aspect of it, and they'll say that in terms of his performance in the World Cup and whatever. But personally, to answer the question that you asked, I don't think that's my opinion. I don't think that putting him as the deeper option is the best idea because he's not the greatest in terms of winning back the ball. You have a ball winning type of midfielder in Casado, he's that type of midfielder. Enzo Fernandez is more of that playmaker. He's the one that tries to make play. He tries to create. That's what he does. So by making him the deep lying playmaker, that's not going to work because he's not able to win back the ball. We saw that with Jorginho, for example. Jorginho was not the greatest in terms of, well, most of his time at Chelsea. He wasn't the quickest player. Fernandez has a bit more pace. He's still not the fastest player, but he has more pace. So in a sense, if he makes a mistake, he can try to get back. But I don't think making him the deeper option would be best for him, and I don't think it's best for the team either because he is not that defensive type of midfielder. He's more of an offensive midfielder. And I'm going to be careful with saying he's an offensive midfielder because I'm not saying that he should be playing as the supporting sort of midfielder. I don't think that should be the case. He should be the midfielder that creates play and try to create. That's what he's good at. And then you stick with a player like a Lavia, which is something I want to see happen. I want to see if Lavia and him could actually play with Ocasado. That's what I want to see. I want to see if that could actually work because both players are able to be box to box. That's what I've noticed with Alavia, for example. So I think that is important. But definitely don't play into Fernandez as the deeper option and have Casado doing that because he's not able to do that with Alavia and Casado. Yes, you could do that because Lavia can play deep, and then you have Casado trying to be a impact in the attack or impact the attack even further. So I definitely don't think that should be the case.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Personally, I've been thinking about a lot of formations and ways possible. Is it also possible that we bring in the three of them, Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez, whereby we have Enzo Fernandez and Lavia to sit, and what's his name, Caicedo to make the runnings. But of course, that will affect Madueke because that means you have to push Palmer to the wings. And if you're pushing Palmer to the wings, I think that takes away a bit of creativity from Palmer. We have more control over opponents, but that takes away more control. That takes away the creativity of Palmer a bit, but that doesn't stop Palmer from still doing his things. But that means Madueke will have to sit on the bench. So will you take that option just for you to have more control over opponents?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. You said Madueke would have to sit on the bench. What was the reason
Yes,
for that?
I said if you are deciding to use Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo, the three of them together, that means there will be no space for Palmer in midfield. That means he has to go to the wings. And should
Mm,
he go to the wings, that means Madueke has to sit. And that takes away a bit of creativity from Palmer, but that doesn't mean he can't do it. But we are going to have more control over teams. So will you take that option to get more control, or let it be the way it is and we have a lot of turnovers?
that's a good question, actually. I have to give you that. That's a good question. Because if you actually do that, it means, as you said, you sacrifice one of the offensive options. And what makes the 4-2-3-1 so dispensable is the fact that you're able to actually have three um, attackers supporting that one forward or forward playing attacker up top. So that is something that you have to actually take into consideration. And to do that, because as you've mentioned, because you kind of answered your question when you asked it by saying that Palmer would actually um Palmer would have to be on the wings, which kind of stifles what he can do because he's better as a central player. But that doesn't mean that he can't be a wide player because we saw that at Man City, when he was playing against us, albeit in a more in a different role, a more experimental role. But I think it's a risk that I don't think we should take because we would have seen that in I don't remember when it was. It was in one of the games where we had Palmer playing wide and we also had Nkunku playing wide. I don't know which game it was, but it
Man,
stifled their creativity. We didn't. Sorry.
Man, Man City.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. That's it. So because of that, I don't think that that's the best decision. But I don't know. It's a difficult question to answer because if you take out Madueke, although I've been seeing for most of this stream that he's a selfish player, he's what I have to respect about him is the fact that he doesn't shy away from taking on opponents. He loves to be that good one-on-one attacker. He loves to take on defenders. He doesn't shy away from it, and we don't have that much at Chelsea. A lot of the times, these players try to make the safe passes, so I don't think we should sacrifice that. But you have to make some level of sacrifice. And I mean, if it's gonna help the midfield, because we don't want to be overturned constantly in that midfield where teams are just getting through us easily, we may have to sacrifice one of them. And in terms of who's offered more, I have to say Palmer offers more creative wise. I don't know. I don't really know how to answer this because it's to drop Madueke means that you're losing that player who can get past players because he doesn't give up. Even if he doesn't do it the first time, he tries it again until it works. So I don't know. It's difficult to answer because I don't. You're lessening the quality in the team, as you said. So it would be a risk that I'm eager to see if Maresca would do, but I don't think I would be comfortable doing that because I know that Madueke offers a lot when it comes on to being offensive minded and trying to push and push and push and try to pressure that defender. So it's risky.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jesus is King made a valid point. He said, "If I think Estavo coming might change our front line next summer." That's another valid point. Estavo coming in changes the whole dynamics all over again. But I think what the question I asked should be something that would be something that is going through the mind of the coach too. when we are playing against teams that hold on to the ball so well, teams that we might not get a lot of possessions from them, and whenever we have the ball, we want to try to keep it. So I think that might be something that the coach is thinking about, because in such matches you need you need an Enzo Fernandez to help you with progression of passes and making sure that you get away from presses. And you need those that can also mark very well. And that's where Caicedo and Lavia comes in. So it's a tricky thing, and that's just the different type of formations that the coach can decide to come up. And thank God that we have a coach that is not shying away from going through different tactics, going through different forms to make sure that the opponents are always scratching their head on what the coach is going to do. Big up to you, Rich Money Makers. I can see your comments. Say clubs who give evidence in favor of the Premier League against Manchester City associated party transaction rules: Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, West Ham, Bournemouth, Wolves. Wow, not Chelsea. Clubs who gave evidence in favour of the Premier League against Manchester City. Associated party transaction rules are Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, West Ham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Wolves. I think Chelsea supported Manchester City. Yes, I saw an article like that online. Chelsea supported Manchester City. So, lastly, as a roundup, I said this how many times? I don't know. It's as if the show should never end. Okay, lastly, Tyron, what do you think about? I think Manchester City today won a case against the Premier League, against the FA. So what do you think? What do you think? And Chelsea was in support. Chelsea supported Manchester City, and here are teams that actually supported the Premier League, that were in favour of the Premier League. You have Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, West Ham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Wolves. Am I having a feeling that Chelsea is supporting Manchester City so that Manchester City will support Chelsea when we are in our own deep waters? Or and I'm seeing Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, West Ham, Brentford, and all sorts trying to go against Manchester City so that Manchester City can go away at least for some time being, and the monotony can stop. What do you think, Tyron? Tyron, are you there? Okay.
Sorry.
Ty-
I don't know, but Mike was unmuting. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what's going on. Listen, man, StreamYard doesn't like me. You know, I don't know why StreamYard doesn't like me, but you know, we move on. We digress from that. But yes, um, yeah, I think well, to me, I'm kind of disappointed because I mean, does that mean that a lot of other clubs can breach, you know, certain things and just get away with it? I don't like that narrative. But I mean, you raise a good point, probably because Chelsea are not out of the hot seat just yet. That's one thing that we cannot forget. You know, so we have to actually we actually have to take that into consideration.
yeah. Yeah, that's good. That just came to my mind, that my consciousness, that maybe because we'll be on this table too. That's why we are supporting Manchester City, so that
Yes, I
we can
help you,
get
you help me. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's it, man. So yes, yeah, that could quite easily be the case. You know, we need the support of our our fellow blue, but but you know
So
we'll have to see what happens though. You know, I haven't really kept up to date, so you'd have to tell me because I think there's what 100 and something breaches. Is it a case where all of them
no,
they got a big
no,
victory
no,
in
no,
overall, or is
no,
that's
no,
in
not.
or in one breach?
No, I don't think it's about the 115 charges. I think it's one other case that they have. I don't think the 115
Okay,
charges is off yet. And that.
right.
So,
So well, I
rich
mean
money
that's good. I
makers
mean,
just.
good for them.
Yeah. So I can hear that Everton, Newcastle, and Chelsea helped um, Man City. This new rule helps Everton, Newcastle, us with PSR. So I see where we are coming from.
Yeah,
uh,
it's funny because those three clubs are actually the ones that are in where they would have either have gotten the point deduction or they're in the same situation with PSR and all of that, and you know, so it's possible. It's quite possible because funny enough, those three clubs are the ones that actually have to consider all of this right now. So it's not surprising. So hopefully, Man City return the favor because we need the support. You know, we need the
we need
support.
them. We need them. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will be ending the show anytime from now, and I've actually enjoyed this. I think it shouldn't end. I don't know if that's the same about you. Thank you to all the guys. Big ups to everybody. Big ups to Rich Money Makers. Jesus is King. Like everybody, every person that came onto the show. To Victor, I see you. Yeah, yes, you came quite late, but you can also stream. You can always stream back the videos. Wolfang Division. I can't say everybody. We really appreciate you. Big up to you guys. Thank you to all the panelists, to Tyron, to CFC Dante, to Tebego, my friend. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you for making this my first show a wonderful one. As I said, it's as if we shouldn't go. And I'm sure you enjoyed it. So Ayoade once more, and you will see me again and again and again and again. And guess what, guys? We also have a lot in stock for you. More is still coming. More is still coming. And Chelsea sessions, we are not done yet. We have a lot to make you to wow you, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy it. I don't know. Final words, Tyron.
Yes, very much so. It was a good show, very good show. And I'm happy. I'm happy that your first show was filled with a lot of support. You had a lot of supporters. You had people like Dante coming on, and what coach would love to see as well is that if he misses anybody, he's only human. But at the end of the day, we appreciate everybody. And as Ayode said, you know, Chelsea session is done here. This is the first episode of Chelsea Socials or Blue House. And there's much more in store. We can't give away too much right now, but just keep your eyes peeled for more excellent content and keep your eyes peeled for more content with Iodi. And I don't know what you guys think, but I know for sure that he did excellent as a host. He came with good questions and he actually, posed good questions. He articulated himself well and he interacted with you guys very much as well. So, excellent work. Very, very much well done. You had a very good debut, full debut on the channel, and I respect that. So keep it up and excellent. And as he said, stay safe, everyone. Keep the blue flag flying high.
Keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you, guys. Thank you very, very much. See you guys next week, Monday, with another show. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me what you